If your ink's too slow and your nib won't flow, here's one of the places that you can go. Larry is here to see you through with Mr. Announcer and Cubby too. It's Larry's Fountain Pen Reviews.
Hi folks, Larry here, and welcome to Larry's Fountain Pen Review. This review is going to be on an Indian made pen. The artisans from India take much pride in their work. What I call it is India is back in the game, and you'll know more why when I show you the pens. Now, I'm going to tell you the good things and the bad things I found. I've been going over the pens, like with magnifying glasses, to find out if there's anything that looks wrong, looks bad, didn't take well, whatever, because I'm sure there's a lot of folks out there that when they get a pen, they really examine the pen, you know, just looking for stuff. Now, these are affordable pens. I think you can get these pens for like 45 bucks. So, I think they're beautiful pens. They're stunning fountain pens. And they're really worth 45 and more for these pens. But let me tell you also, the most important thing on any fountain pen to me is the heart of the pen. And that's the nib. Because if that nib to me is scratchy, or it has ink flow problems, or if it drips ink, whatever the case may be, it's going to be a turnoff for me. But I've dealt with Magna Carta fountain pens, excellent fountain pens, a lot of work, a lot of detail, a lot of love. Now, Click has sent me some fountain pens to review, and I really appreciate that. So this video is sponsored by Click from India. And people have asked me, Larry, do you like Indian pens? Yes, I do. I love them. Now, these pens are not to be confused with FPR, Fountain Pen Revolution. Yes, Kevin has Indian-made pens that he has made in India per his specifications. The ones I'm doing comes from their own manufacturing places, okay? They make their own stuff. So, and you got to give these folks an A+. They're high energy. These folks are on top of their game. It's a very competitive world out there with fountain pens. So you need to be on top of your game. So, I hope you sit back and take some time with me, because I'm not going to review not one but two fountain pens from them, and not one but three nibs from them. And the ink I will be using on the pens will be Robert Oyster inks, plus also some of the ink that comes in with the pens that you buy. So let's get started on it, and we'll talk about the pens. Then we're going to review the pens. I'll be back shortly. Okay, when you order the Click fountain pen, it's going to come just like you see it here. This is a black cardboard sleeve that slides right off the case. And on the side, you're going to see it says Click fountain pen, and this is the Baltic Blue, and it has a medium nib there. Okay, so nice, solid, strong cardboard box with the Click logo nicely done on the box. It really goes well, the gold and the black combination. And on the bottom, made in India. So let's take off the lid. Set that over here. So inside the box is going to come with your literature, little booklet. It says click, and it's going to tell you about the pen. They're handcrafted pens since 1978. Of course, it has a little saying there on there you can read. And it just says Click Writing Instruments, 1,000,000 smiles and counting. The Click pen that you now own is backed by more than 1,000,000 smiles of satisfied users around the world. And hopefully when I get through with this review, you will agree with me on that. So, I hope you watch this video, be open-minded, and understand the things that I say, the positive and the negative. Because the positive, in my opinion, outweighs any negative that I may find. And there's not going to be much, I can tell you that. Now, I have used this pen for a while. I don't just open the box and start writing with the pen. I need to know this pen. I need to know how this pen handles, how it feels. So, for me to bond with the pen, I have to write 3 days a week, sometimes up to 2 weeks. So, anybody that sends me a pen or anything to review, depending what it is, you'll have to have some patience because I just don't do anything Johnny on the spot, okay? And not put my name on for approval. So, I will let Mr. Announcer read the rest of the card while I show you this beautiful, stunning fountain pen.
The Click pen that you now own is backed by more than 1,000,000 smiles of satisfied users around the world. From being an implement of necessity to an accessory of choice, the fountain pen's journey over the last 4 decades has been an exciting one. A journey in which Click has participated step for step. The pens that we make today at Click are testimonials of this transformation. An eclectic combination of old world values and new age sensibilities. Click's concern for quality is rooted in tradition, while our style statements are instantaneous, catering to the ever-evolving generation now. Click pens are just the way you want your fountain pen to be, in the colors that you dig. Go ahead, write. We want to add another smile of one more satisfied Click user. And their logo, or slogan, sorry, we stand by every product we make, and every Click fountain pen is guaranteed against mechanical failure due to faulty material or workmanship.
And there you have it. And that's what you'll find in here. And it has the Click pens, Unique Pen Industries. And it gives you the address. It gives you the website where you can order if you want to buy a pen from Click, www.clickpens.in. Or you can buy these pens at Federalist Pens and Paper here in the U.S. Okay, so if you're out of the U.S., I suggest you use the website and order from them. Or if you want to order it here in the U.S., I suggest highly that you order it from Federalist Pens and Paper here in the U.S. and Frank will get it right out to you. Okay? So, with that said, let's go in for another little card here. They'll send you another card that will tell you the filling instructions. And congratulations, you're the proud owner of a Click fountain pen. Pen handcrafted. Remember that? Pen handcrafted. Okay. And skilled artisans. All right. And then you can read the rest when you purchase your pen. So, the pen again comes like this, and this is a nice, firm, soft, but strong cushion that the pen lays in, and it comes with, well, I got 2 cartridges. I have one in there now. They have a long one. And, you know, I believe this is maybe an Indian ink could be an Indian brand of ink. I'm not sure. I couldn't find any details on it. So, but it's a really nice shade of blue. And it comes with the converter. And it's a nice strong converter on it. It will fit into your pen properly, and we're going to be going through all this. So we got a lot to cover, so grab your popcorn, grab your soda, Kool-Aid, beer, whatever it is you're going to be drinking, and hang in here with me. We got a lot to do and talk about. Okay, so this one here is the Baltic Blue. And they have different colors. They have the Michelangelo white and black. They got the Raphael red and black, and Da Vinci orange and black, and they got the pink, dark purple. They got the flashy blue, which is the dark blue, and they got the glacier blue, which is the blue-green. And what nib size do they carry? Fine, medium, and broad. So you got a variety of nibs there you can choose from. So, now the pen dimensions on this pen. Let's get this done first. The length of the pen, 145 millimeters. Cap length, they have it down to 65 millimeters. Without the cap length, it's going to be 135 millimeters. That's including the nib. The weight of the pen with no ink is going to be 23 grams. And the max diameter is going to be 15.75 millimeters. And the section diameter is going to be 10.65 to 11.50 millimeters. Ink filling system, very important. It comes a 3-in-1. You got a cartridge. You get a converter, or it can be made into an eyedropper. I know a lot of you folks like eyedroppers out there, and the gift set includes the click piston converter, 2 long cartridges, but I just said this is all what it comes with 2 long standard international cartridges. So this could be just a regular standard international cartridge. I said previously maybe from India, Indian ink, or Indian made, so I stand corrected properly. International cartridge, 2 long standards. So we're going to go with that, okay? So I examined this pen thoroughly. Like I said, beautiful work has been put to create this fountain pen. I think it's really just a stunning looking, beautiful, to die for. Color, really nice fountain pen. Let me tell you the only issue that I found, and then I'll get back to the pen. If you look on the clip, and you have to look really good. Let me get my eyes out here. But like I said, with a magnifying glass, and you can barely see it, but it could have been polished down a little bit more, but you're going to find a few little scratches that really you can't see just by looking at it like this, okay? But if you put a magnifying glass, I'm going to tell you up front, so you won't say I didn't warn you, but you know, that's not affecting the pen at all. It's not even visible to the eye unless you put the magnifying glass to it. Now, it's got 2 thin gold bands, beautifully done, put in here. Now, if you rub your finger around here, you won't feel anything that way. And we go around this way, and you're going to feel it right there a little bit, right in here. They're not really put down deep into the cap enough, so you won't feel it. And you'll feel just a little bit of agitation on your finger, but it's not sharp or nothing like that. It's just right there, okay? Nowhere else on the pen. That probably just oversee or something, okay? No big deal. So we go on top of the clip, and you're going to see Name of the pen nicely done on the clip. It says clip by Click. Okay, there it is. On the clip it says Click. And they have a nice little thin band that the clip is attached to, and you go up the barrel to the top, it's flat. And as we go down, the barrel narrows out at the end, it just tapers out, and there's nothing there. And just look at that pen. I'll see if I can hit some light on that. When you take this into the light or the sun, you're going to see this thing just wake up. This beautiful blue is just going to hypnotize you. It is just so rich, beautiful. You just can't wait to pick up this pen and have a writing session with. So let's unscrew the pen. 1, 2.5 turns or so. And we'll look down in the barrel. Nothing there. So as we go down the barrel to the grip section, which is right here, it's not an awful big grip section, but it's big enough for chunky hands. And let me see Mr. Announcer hold that pen and see, what do you think? Because he has large gorilla fingers.
It feels very, very comfortable. And I do like the ridges there where it screws on. That gives me a little texture to hold on to it. But yeah, it feels nice. Yeah,
I was going to bring that up. So right down here where the cap screws on to the barrel, you can feel the ridges. But, you know, I tend to hold my pen here, but I find myself at times have the pen here. And I do like to feel the little ridges on the barrel, because it does give me something to hold on to. But when I hold it here, I don't have any problems. It doesn't, my finger doesn't slide off or anything like that. Nothing slides off. It all stays in place. So it's just really nice. Now, what I wish they would do, maybe put just maybe a little bit more weight on the end of it for a little bit better balance. But we're talking a $45 pen, and you got a pretty good balance right there, right? But I mention that because, sure enough, we'll have people that will bring that up.
I think it's okay. I usually prefer to have mine capped, but that one felt good as it is.
Yeah. So we're going to go to their nibs. And the nibs says Click India, and this is a medium nib. Beautiful nib. And they also do come in ebonite feeds. Let's unscrew the barrel. All right. And you can see I've been using some ink on this baby. And we're down to here left. And they just pop in standard long cartridges, okay? And then, of course, you eyedropper fanatics out there, get a little silicone grease, put it on there, and whop this baby back on, and you're good to go. All right. So, folks, how are we doing so far? So far, with just what I've said, I'm not even going to mark this as a negative on the clip. I'll have to take away the point, just because if you bought this pen, you would say, well, Larry didn't mention this. But you may feel it and you may not feel it, okay? But I thought, to give an honest review, I better bring it up because my name's on this video. But that is really, again, nothing to talk about, no biggie. So, we're going to ink up, which is already ink up this pen with the cartridge that came with it. And I am going to use some of my favorite paper, and it's
Ayush.
And let you tell you how this little baby rock and roll. It's a great fountain pen, and you're not going to beat it for the value. No, no siree. So this pen is just, it blew me away. But to be honest with you, when I get a pen from India, I do expect a quality pen. I do expect a quality nib. I do expect that I'll be satisfied with it. Why is that? Because like I said, India is back in the game. India is producing quality made fountain pens. And it's your loss if you don't give them a chance to prove to you their skills. So here we go. And let me go ahead and cap the pen first to show you. It does cap nicely. And you can write with it if you want like that. It looks a little bit long, so I don't really need it. And Mr. Announcer has big old hands, dinosaur hands, and he doesn't need it. So we're just going to go without that. Today is the 20th. Oh, good day. Well, folks, I'm having an extremely good time right now because I'm doing what I love, reviewing fountain pens. And I love reviewing the India fountain pen especially. Okay, so this is the, I could pick up, we got one more here to do in a minute too. And this is the Renaissance. Medium nib. And blue. All right, here we go. And we'll just do some little S's here. You got good ink flow, steady ink flow, a nice, smooth, delicious nib, downstroke, cross stroke. Let's try reverse. My writing is not the best, but what the heck. So, you can get a fine line out of this when you reverse writing. Check for wetness, and it, as you can see, it a nice wet nib. So, it's got everything I'm looking for, okay? So, with that said, that's the medium. So, now, in front of your eyes, well, I tell you what, let me go rinse this out because I'm going to fill it up with some Robert Ulster inks, and we're going to do a broad nib. Don't go away, be right back. Okay, I just rinsed out this nib because I'm going to use this nib again with a different ink. But now I'm going to bring in the broad. No, this is the, I beg your pardon, this is the fine. Okay, this is the fine. My broad is in another pen that I will show you shortly. So, what I'm going to do is get this little jewel out. And you can always order some more nibs from Click, and you can change out different nibs, which is really cool. I don't know how much the nibs are. You'd have to look on the website for that. Okay, here we go, I think. Well, here we go. So, here we go. And this is a fine nib. Again, click on the nib. Can you see that real good? Let me see. Let's show that right there.
Too small to read.
Okay. But it did show the nib?
Yes.
Okay, so let's go ahead and get this nib out. Just twist out. Finger here, under the feed, and right above the nib. And we're just going to twist it. Bam. Simple as putting peanut butter and jelly on your bread. And we're going to put the new nib in there, the fine nib. Because, you know, I was telling the gentleman from Click that I'm sure my viewers wanted to see how all three of the different size nibs wanted to write. So let's give them what they want and show them the fine, the medium, and broad. And he agreed. So that's why we were able to do this, thanks to Click. So we got that done. So now, let me get my, wherever it went. There it is right here. And your converter just goes right inside, right? And it's in there to stay. And I guess we're going to start off with, let's do the Frankly Scarlet. How's that? We're going to do a little red on this one, okay? So that thing won't fall off. That should be enough ink in that little baby. And we'll wipe this little jewel off. And we'll put it back into it. And I can't wait to see how the fine nib writes. So this is my first time as you to see in here. Robert Oyster, the man from Australia. Beautiful, lovely ink. And this is one that was done for Frank at Federalist Pens and Paper. And this was his, I believe, 2nd anniversary ink. That's pretty cool. Frankly. I like a nice blue, I like a nice red, green, black, orange, yellow, purple, whatever, pink. So there. This is doing it fast. Downstroke, cross strokes. And you do get a extra fine line, I would say, than on reverse writing. So here is a downstroke with the nib as it should be, and then there is that totally different thinner line with that downstroke with reverse writing. So you can see, yes, it does do the reverse writing as well. But with any pen, my suggestion to you is when you're doing reverse writing, don't put a lot of pressure on that nib. On any pen. So that's that. Okay, so how are we doing so, folks? Are you still with me? This is an amazing pen, but don't go away, we got more to come. Okay, folks, pen number 2. Again, as always, comes with the cardboard pen sleeve, Click logo on top, nice, sturdy, strong cardboard box. That gold and black really look sharp together. Now this one is going to say, Mr. Announcer, can you read that for me, please?
Click Falcon Premium Acrylic Glacier Blue.
Okay. So, now we like to pronounce the gentleman's name.
We're going to try for Harsh Gagwani.
So, Mr. Harsh Gagwani, I hope I didn't butcher that name. I want to thank you personally for trusting me to review your fountain pens with an honest review. So, again, this review is provided by Click Fountain Pens from India.
And Mr. Gagwani is 3rd generation in his family to be involved with fountain pens.
So they've been involved a long time. So, I know the questions are going to be asked. So, Larry, are you a big fan of India fountain pens? Yes, I am. And I encourage India to continue their journey in creating these beautiful fountain pens. To keep creating those beautiful, wonderful nibs that you do so well. Your pen makers there are incredible people. All the love they put their heart into it, right? Because they know we're in competition with, everybody. So let's get going. We're going to unbox this one here. And like the previous box, you've got your little booklets, instructions. You've got your 2 long international cartridges. You got your converter, agitator in there, and the pen. And we're going to put all this away. Totally different pen, the Falcon. No, I'm sorry, not the Falcon. What was it?
Yeah, that was the Falcon.
Falcon, okay, that's the name
Blue,
of it.
I think.
Yeah. And you can see totally different shapes. Okay, totally different. Okay, now we're going to go to the origin of the pens for some history about these pens. It's really important. Click Pens was established in 1978 by the first generation,
late Gokuldas Gagwani, with his sons in the city of Indore in Madhya Pradesh, India. The entity was set up to act as an OEM for renowned local and national brands. Today, Click is run by Harsh Gagwani, who is the third generation in the family-held business, who was forced to join when he was still in his school, as his father had fallen seriously ill.
All right, now we're going to talk a little bit about the history. Over the years, Click has successfully continued as an OEM supplier and now has more than a decade of experience of supplying to established brands in Europe and America. It has also established the Click brand in India now, where it continues to be among the top 3 players in every price segment where it has a presence.
The Click Aristocrat of fountain pens, introduced in 2016, is one of the largest selling branded fountain pens in India in its segment, and has built up its own fan following because of its robust make, glitch-free performance, and attractive pricing.
Current offerings.
The Renaissance range of pens, targeting a higher price segment, have also been accepted very well by the market, and the entity is struggling to keep up with the demand despite the pandemic-induced slowdown. Initial results from export markets are also very encouraging from both neighboring countries like Bangladesh and dealers in the United States of America having voiced their appreciation.
Next is the facility and ownership. Excuse me. Okay. Click is a family owned and managed. Again, Click is family owned and managed. Every pen manufactured by Click, therefore it carries a family reputation, making quality control norms just that much more
stringent, and business practices transparent and above board. The company has a 4,000 square feet factory area with a staff of around 20 people, mostly women, work to make the Click pens, all of which are created from design to finishing in-house. The point to be noted here is that Click pens are handcrafted. While mechanization through the latest machines is definitely used for bulk production, the end product is always completed by hand, and the finishing touches are given under expert supervision by people with more than a decade of experience in the field.
Now, last but not least, Click Nibs, the heart of the fountain pen.
Click nibs are made by specialized Indian nibmeisters as per the standards set by the founder, late Gokuldas Gagwani. All nibs are made according to strict specifications, and the final tuning and polishing is done in-house. The nibs are made from special alloys, as are the tips, which ensure the resilience and the superb writability for which Click pens have been appreciated for close to 5 decades now. Click has the entire range of nibs from fine to bold through medium. It also makes stub, flex, and calligraphy nibs. Nib units with ebonite feeds are also made and fitted in some specific Click models.
And the last part is
written by Harsh Gagwani of Unique Pen Industries.
So there you know the history of the fountain pens, which is really very important. For me, just grabbing a pen and writing with it and telling you a little bit this to that, I like to have the history, to know about the pen, where it comes from, you know, the people behind it that's making the pens. It's really important, at least to me it is. So, with that said, let's get into the pen. Now, with this pen, let me get my stuff ready here. We're going to do it a little bit different. I'm going to weigh the pen. I have 19.1 G's. Okay, the length of the pen is going to be 5.5 inches long. The length of the cap is going to be 2.5 inches. The length of the barrel, from the start of the barrel to the end of the tip, is going to be 5 inches. When you post the pen, and it does post securely, 6.5 inches top to bottom. And then the widest part of the pen is going to be 0.5 inches, right about in there. Right, so now I do not know how much this line has cost. I have not looked on his website. Okay, this is the Glacier Blue. And let's just talk a little bit about what we see here. Clip, nice sturdy clip. It's got 3 bands, all chrome bands, fiddling around the bands, all nice and smooth, all in place. And then here, probably can't see it from the camera, it does say India, and as you go over, it does say click on it. Beautifully done. And as you go up the clip, there's a little point on the top, but it kind of raises off, so you don't have that flat top. It comes up with another little top with like a point on top. Kind of reminds me, oh, what would you say, of a...
Well, I think it's called a cone.
A cone? Yeah, of a cone. That would be the best thing. So, of a cone top. No, it also kind of reminds me of the Wizard of Oz, the Tin Man with his hat.
Well, true.
I don't know why. That's what it reminded me of. That's what it reminds me of. Cool. So, we're off to see the wizard. Okay, get back to it. Here we go. And we go down the barrel, and it tapers off at the end. So, let's untwist the cap. 1, 2, and it's off. And nothing in the cap. And we go down the barrel, and again the barrel goes right into the grip section. So small fingers, large fingers, it's going to accommodate both, even giant gorilla sized dinosaur fingers. The screws are right here where the cap hooks onto the barrel. They're not sharp, they're not annoying, nothing. And here the nib, on the nib, it does say click, India, and broad. And this is also a twist-off nib. So let's go ahead and unscrew this. You can make this into an eyedropper. All right, here we go. Let me just show you. That will unscrew out. I just want to get every little detail for you, so it would hopefully answer your questions about it. So let's go ahead and get the converter right here. We're going to put that in here. Little agitator in there with both of them have, which is cool. So I think we're going to have to go with the Robert Oyster, baby. Does it with Tokyo Blue Denim. There's so many beautiful shades of color for Robert Oyster's inks. They just never stop. And, you know, one thing about Robert Oyster inks, he continues to come up with all these great new colors and shades of ink. So if you haven't tried an Oyster ink, you need to try one, and they are affordable, and you get a nice old bottle. So there you go. So time to ink this baby up and have some fun with it. I am so ready to have some fun with this pen. So here we go. Contact. You know, I think I'm going to get a little more with this one because I'm going to be writing a letter, so that should do it right there. That should really do it right there. Oh, good day. Would you mind holding that for a minute, Mr. Announcer? Thank you very much, sir. You're a true Godzilla.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Speaking of Godzilla. Here we go. It's time for another Mr. Announcer giveaway. Okay. The first person who responds with the correct answer will get... Yes, I was going to say this other one.
Oh, anyway, okay.
Yeah. Okay, the first person who responds with the correct answer will get a bottle of the Tokyo Blue Denim. Look up the movie Rollerball on IMDb and find out how is the word Tokyo actually supposed to be pronounced.
So how it's going to work is we're not going to send it to you. Mr. Announcer's going to buy that one, not me, out of his pocket. We're going to have to find the dealer. We'll have to check with Frank at Federalist Pen, see if he's carrying that one, and we'll pay for it, and they'll ship it out to you. So, again, you want to go over the contest again?
Okay, look up the original movie, Rollerball, not the remake of it. Look it up on IMDb and find out how is the word Tokyo actually supposed to be pronounced. The first person with the right answer will get it.
Now, when does the contest begin and when does it end?
Well, it's going to begin the minute you hear this.
Okay.
And let's run it for 5 days from the time of broadcast.
So, it would be over today. Yes, what, Friday to Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Wednesday of next week?
Yes.
Good enough. So, Wednesday of next week. Over at what time?
8 p.m. Central.
8 p.m. So, Wednesday, 8 p.m. Central Time. It's over. So, free bottle. You pay nothing. We buy it. And the dealer will mail it to you. Hopefully. Okay. All right. So, back to some writing on this beautiful paper that I get from Federalist Pens and Paper.
Ayush paper.
Incredible paper. Folks, I'm not just blowing my horn. I'm telling you God's truth.
How would you compare it to that sugar cane paper that we had?
Kind of like that, maybe. Because that was pretty good stuff.
Yes.
Okay, here we go. And once again, I'll just post it just because I can. And it's secure and all like that. But I think it would be a little bit long. But you can do your thing, do it. But, you know, you don't need to. And also, you don't want to scratch your pens. But there's people like me that have done it before. But I don't do it. But then I do it. Oh, what the heck. So, let's go ahead and get this one done. Okay. This is the click. With a broad nib and this beautiful ink that I'm using.
Oh, and while you're doing that, let me add on the one thing I forgot to say how you're to respond. Respond to your answer in the comments underneath this video.
Do the wet test. Look at that baby. Beautiful. Beautiful ink. Beautiful pen. Beautiful, gorgeous dynamite nib to die for. And we'll do a few little swirls here. You have great ink flow, smooth nib, wet. Let's get the reverse over here. I'll show you why in a minute. I'll show you why in a minute, because I'm going to do the nibs here in a second. Okay. And I want to get them all in line. I got that's the fine, this is the medium, this is the broad. Okay. There you go. And you get a totally different line. And this is the reserve, and this is regular. So you can see the different lines totally. Okay. Witness, I just showed you that again, and I'll do it again because I love this part. Come on down, baby. Oh, look at that beautiful ink. Oh, so, okay, here's the broad nib. Winding it up. Here is the fine nib. What I think I'm going to do, I am just going to do this. I'm going to do a little cheat sheet. I'm just going to dip that in there. And then this is the medium. So, broad, medium, fine, all three, magnificent nibs. And let me finish it up now with a little bit of pen comparison. We're going to do the alrighty here. That's the Renaissance. We're going to do that one to this one. There's your the Conklin Durograph. Here's you the Diplomatic Red. That's a little longer. And this one, it was a little longer than this one. And this is the Moon Man, I believe. And still a little longer, just about, what, half an inch or not even that?
Not even that, yeah.
And then here's the Esterbrook, about the same length. And with the Esterbrook out, with the Falcon, they're about the same length. And the only difference is that the Falcon has the 3 rings around it, and I'm going to call it the Tin Man cap. How you like that? So, folks, whew, it's been a heck of a review. I think a lot of time has been put into this review, and I don't know about anybody else, but you can ask Mr. Announcer. A lot of work as far as learning the history about the pen. For me, learning the pen, it has taken me, what, about a week or so? Some time to get it all put together. Now we're not even done yet. Now we're going to have to put it all together with all the extras that we put on this video. So a lot of time is spent creating a video that's going to be worthy video on our part. Because we're like pen makers, wouldn't you say, Mr. Announcer?
To an extent, yes.
We're video artisans, right? Is that what you call it?
I guess we could actually be termed influencers.
Okay. There's an influence there. How's that?
Okay.
Very good. Okay. All right, folks. You know, I am tired. I'm worn out. This has taken a lot of energy, but I've had a blast doing it. It was fun. It was an honor to do these pens. How like that? So, would I recommend these pens? Yeah. Very, very, very affordable. It's not going to put holes in your pocket. And you're really going to love how they write. Now, I know I'm going to get questions. because I've had them before. Do the pens, do they drop ink out? Well, these haven't. But I've had other pens, name brand pens, that, you know, when you fill them up, they'll drop a little drop or 2 or 3, 4, whatever. Maybe that's because you just fill them. Not all of them do that. And they just burping out. But I think that's to be expected on a lot of pens, though. Not every pen does it, no. But these pens haven't done it as of yet. And I've been writing with them for about a week or so. So, can I guarantee it'll never happen? No, that's with any pen, though. Any pen. Folks, like I said, I'm tired. I'm done. I've had a great time just hanging out with these pens here. You know, we bonded. And really, they're just a pen that you're going to have to treat yourself to. So, my friend Frank at Federal Expensive Papers by the phone like Batman waiting. And you can get a hold of the pens for abroad, out of the U.S. at Click Pens. Remember, you want to go to www.clickpens.india. Or if you're out in that area, their telephone number is +91 731 297 1771. If you want to email them with questions, it's going to be clickpens@hotmail.com. This is Unique Pen Industries, and this is in India. So I hope India is doing better from this horrible virus that they've been encountering. And I wish them all the love and prayers and blessings. God bless each and every one of you. Stay safe, my friends. Peace and love. Be kind to a stranger. And as always, please don't text and drive. And I'm going to thank Mr.
Harsh Gagwani.
Thank you 1,000 times. And before I go, as always, please don't text and don't drive. Bye-bye.